Hey guys, it's Mrs. Lamphere, and in this video we are going to be looking at the Colors website assignment. This is in Unit 5, and there are some changes we have to make to this assignment in order to get to work, so make sure you pay close attention. If you haven't already, make sure you downloaded this chart of colors. I already have mine saved, so I will get that opened up here. So make sure you have your chart of colors opened up and ready to go because we will be switching out a whole bunch of colors for this Colors website assignment. Minimize that for now. Okay, so in this assignment we're going to create a web page that contains different images using different shades of a single color. So this is their example. This is their Colors website. They obviously use different shades of green. So we're going to use the code that they provide for us with a couple alterations that I'll show you here in a second, and change out the colors and the images with our own colors and images. So first we need to set up our folders. We need to create a new folder called Colors inside your Unit 4 folder. So open up your Unit 4 folder wherever you have that saved, and we're creating a new folder, sorry about that, called Colors. And then inside that folder, we need another folder called Images. So all the images we're going to use for this website, we're going to stick in our Images folder inside our Colors folder. So we have a folder called Images inside your Unit 4 folder, and a folder inside of the Unit 4 Colors folder called Images. Okay, getting your images. Next, we're going to choose our favorite color and then download the images from your course resources folder. And we're going to copy them from the resources folder and move them into our own folder. So again, that resources folder is one you should have downloaded by now. We got it back in Unit 2 with this download resources and assignments. We used it for the invitation assignment as well. So you should already have this. If not, go back to Unit 2, download resources and assignments. Page 3 or 4, depending on which browser you're using. Page 3 is for Firefox, and then click here to download that resource folder. So I already have that downloaded, so I'm going to open up those folders and make the transfer here. So I'm going to go find that resources folder, and inside Unit 4, so we get to choose one of these colors. So whatever color you want to do with your website, this is where you get to choose it. So you have to go with one of these colors because they provide the images for you. If you want to do a different color, then you're going to have to provide your own images. So I would recommend sticking with these colors here. I'm going to go ahead and go with, let's try out yellow. I might try out yellow. And so what I need to do is drag or copy all of these yellow images over into my own images folder. So I'm going to highlight those images, hold down the Control key as I click and drag them over, and grab the rest of them down here. So again, I just copied the images from that resources folder over into my own images folder. Okay, so we navigated to the course resources folder. We went into the Unit 4, we got our favorite color, selected all the images, and pasted them into our own images folder. Now we need to set up our code, and this is where things change a little bit. Some of you have already attempted this assignment, and you noticed that their code wasn't exactly working properly. So we are not using this code for this assignment. I went in and made some tweaks to it to get it to work correctly, and then I posted that in the assignment video library link. Unfortunately, I don't have access to change the text in this area, so I can only provide it for you here. So in that link on the assignment video library announcement, under Unit 5 videos, there's the link for the code for this colors assignment. So you'll click on that link, and then it pops it up in another tab. So you're going to just copy all of that info, open up a new notepad, and paste that code inside. So let's see what they tell us to name it. Save it as index.html in your Unit 4 colors folder. So we pasted that code. We're going to go save as in our Unit 4 colors folder and name it index.html and save. Again, do not use the code that they provide. Make sure you're accessing the code that I give you in the Unit 5 video from the assignment video library. Okay, next step, we're going to be changing out the titles and backgrounds. First of all, let's take a look at what they have for us. So I already had this saved. Let's go in and open it up. And this is what we've got so far. So you'll notice none of their images are coming through because we didn't copy over their images. We don't have access to their specific images. So those didn't come through, but they have the layout is all set up for us, and we're going to change out these colors to the side here. We're going to change out our main color here. We're going to change out the images so that they do work, and make this page geared towards the color that we chose. So in our code, we need to find the part of HTML code that refers to the title and change that name. So here's our code. Let's start up at the top. Okay, so below is the title tag. So in this code, they actually threw in instructions. Okay, so don't. This will not show up on your page. They put in the code. When you put in this specific code, this tells the web page, all right, I'm starting some text that I don't want shown in my web page, and then this is, I'm ending that text. So this text will not show up in your web page. It's just kind of additional instructions for you to follow. So here's the title. They have greener than green. So I'm going to have to change this to go with my yellow color. So I'm not sure if yellower is a word, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. Yellower than yellow. So depending on the color you chose, that's the title that you will go with for your page. So we changed out the title name, find the part in the HTML code that refers to the background, replace the color number to a color of your choice using the chart of colors. So looking through, that's my title. So if I go a little lower, this starts my CSS styles. So as I'm going through my styles, I see this background color. BG color is the style name. And this is where I have the opportunity to change out my background color. So I'm going to go into my chart of colors here, let it finish loading, and I'm going to choose the color that I want for my background. Since I'm using the color yellow, I should probably go with a nice simple yellow color. There we go. I'm going to copy that code, go back to my notepad, replace their background color with mine. File, save, let's check it out. And there's my yellow background. So this was their original page. This is our new page. You'll notice our title has changed also. So back to the instructions, find the part of the code that refers to the table background color and replace that color with the color you choose. So now we changed the background color of the page. Now we're looking for the table background. And the table they're referring to, this is all laid out in a table. And I know we haven't gotten into tables yet. That's going to be the next lesson. But now we're changing the background of this cell of the table. So that's the color that we're switching out right now. So let's go into our code. This is the spot we need to change. So I'm going to go open my colors back up. And I think I'm going to find like a lighter yellow. We'll do this pale goldenrod. Copy that code. Paste it into replace theirs. Save it, check it out. And you'll notice that changed the background of that table color. And I don't know if I like that yet. I might switch it out later. But you can kind of mess with the different colors. Try one out. If you don't like it, maybe go look for a different one. I might try this light yellow instead. See how that looks. And that just kind of looks white, but I'll go ahead and stick with that for now for the sake of time. But you can kind of experiment with different colors in there. The next part, find the HTML code that refers to the table background. Sorry, we just did that step. Find the HTML code that refers to the center title. So change the name of the title and color. The title they're talking about is this green title right here. This is the center title on the page. So I need to, on my page, change that out to say yellow, and obviously I want to make that a nice yellow color. So in my code, I want to go and find, this is my title green color, and I'm actually going to change this title name to title yellow. I'm not using the color green, so I'm going to switch it out and call it title yellow. And then again, I'm going to have to go in and find a yellow color. I'll probably need something a little darker so that'll show up on my bright yellow background. Switch out the color there. And another change we're going to have to make is where that style is applied, because I don't want it to say green. I need to switch it out to say yellow. So if I go into my code and I can find out where they've applied that style, and right here is where I see title green. So if I'm going to switch out because I no longer have a style named title green. I named it title yellow. And I no longer want it to say green. I want it to say yellow. So I'm going to switch that out there. Let's save that and see what that looks like. And there we go. There's my yellow title in place of the green title that they had before. Okay, find the part of the HTML that instructs the browser to span the class title, change the code. Okay, so that's actually what we just did. So we found span class where it changed out our title and applied our title style, and we changed it out from title green to title yellow. So we already did that step as well. Okay, on this next page, we're going to follow these steps to change the color names, the color of the color names, and the images. So looking at their page, this is what they're talking about. We're going to change out these color names. We're going to change the color of the color names, and we're going to change out the images that they have laid out in their table. So in order to do that, find the part of the CSS code that refers to the text lime, change the name and color. So we need to go back up to their CSS styles. Okay, here's the color lime. So we're going to change out lime with a color of our choice. So this is where you just kind of get to have some fun. You're going to switch out all the different colors. I actually might stick with this goldenrod first. So I'm going to copy the color code of this goldenrod color. Go to my code. I'm going to paste it in place of what they had for their lime color. And I need to change out the name of the style from lime to the color that I replaced it with. Goldenrod. You'll notice I'm not putting any spaces in my style name. It's all one word, goldenrod, and it's the name of the color that I chose. So we're going to switch out all the names, all the styles with the colors that we want, and replace the color code with the color code that we choose. So I'll do one more here on the video. I need to find another yellowish color, dark goldenrod. Maybe let's try that one. Grab the code for dark goldenrod. I already have this one set up, so I'm going to go to the chartreuse, replace that color code, and call this dark goldenrod. So you can abbreviate like that if you want to on your style names, but you just have to remember that that's how it's named when you go to apply that style. Okay, one more. Let's see if I can find some more yellows. Might have to get creative, and I might have to branch into some oranges. We'll try this khaki color. That looks kind of close to a yellow. Grab that code, replace their next color, which they called forest. And I'm going to replace that with my code and replace it with khaki name. Okay, let's just save this and take a look to see where we're at. Okay, so far, okay, obviously, I haven't changed much because in my code I've changed the styles, but I haven't applied any of these styles yet. So obviously that they're not going to take effect because I haven't changed out where they applied the styles down in the body of their website. So I can go ahead and finish changing out my style names with the colors that I chose, and Then once we get all our styles created, then we'll go through and apply them to the words in the body of our page. I should have a style called yellow on my yellow page. So again, I'm going to pause the video for now while I finish getting these. So we want to make sure we're switching out the rest of these styles. So get the rest of these styles switched out, and then we'll go through and apply those different styles. Okay, so I replaced all of their green styles with different shades of yellow styles, and replaced their style names, replaced the color code with the color that I wanted, and I have that all set up. I had to get kind of creative because there's not a lot of shades of yellow on that chart of colors, so I used some oranges and such to fill in there too. So we got those colors, or the styles changed out. So now it says find the part of the HTML code that instructs the browser to span the class line and change out the code. So like we said before, the reason it's not showing up is because we still need to go and apply the different styles that we just created. So I need to go and find where they applied their styles and switch it out with the ones that I just created. So here's where they applied line, and they applied it to the word line. So I'm going to go and grab my first color. The title yellow is the one I used on the title of the page. So I'm going to grab this goldenrod, and I'm going to highlight and copy it so I know that it's exactly the same as the style name. I don't want to risk misspelling it or spelling it different somehow. I'm going to change out the style with the style that I created, and also change out the word line with the name of the color that I actually chose. So let's save that and see how that looks. Get my folder open here. And so there we go. So we changed out where they had lime, we changed out the application of the lime style with our goldenrod style and used the word goldenrod. Okay, so now we're going to do that with the rest of these styles that they applied right here. So I'm going to go grab my next style. Looks like I used dark goldenrod. Copy that style name. Go back down. Replace chartreuse with my style name. And call it dark goldenrod. Save that, check it out. And there's my dark goldenrod. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of these styles. Change out what they had for their shades of green, replace it with my shades of yellow. I just like to check it every time to make sure it's going through. So there we go. I'm going to finish doing this. I'll probably pause the video for now and finish switching out these style names with the styles that I created, and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so I just finished switching out all of their green shades with my yellow shades and renamed all of the colors that I wanted to appear on my page. So I'm going to save that, open it up, make sure everything came through okay, and there we go. There's all of the colors that I put on the page showing up in my table on my new yellow page. So I'm going to start closing some of these windows and go back to the instructions here. Alright, so we switched out where they applied the lime style with our own styles and switched out the rest of them. So find the part of the code that instructs the browser to show the blanket JPEG image. Replace the name of the image with the name of one of the images, of your own images, and change the alt text. So this is the alternative text that we discussed in our Class Connect session for this week. So again, I'm going through and changing out their images. So I think if this is where their images start. You can see our image source code right here. So now I need to replace those image names with the ones that I took from their resources folder. So I'm going inside my images folder and then grabbing these different image names. So where I see that they used blanket, I'm going to switch it out and put, looks like my first image is called Paul. And Then I don't want the alt tag to say green blanket. I'm just going to switch that out to say ball. And this already tells me that I'm going inside my images folder, so that's already set up correctly, so I don't have to switch that out at all. But all I have to do is go through and switch out the names of the images and the alt tags. So I have ball, banana, bell pepper. You'll notice there's no space in the name of bell pepper, so we're going to put no space over here as well. We can put a space in our alt tag. That doesn't affect it. Okay, I'm going to go back, scroll down. So those are the first 3 images. Then I have to go find the rest of the image tags. Looks like they're down here a little ways. So my next image is bird. My next image is cab. Here's my title. Here's the next image. My next image is hat. And then my alt tag. Next image is lemons. Notice we need to keep that JPEG in there too. Don't delete the JPEG. That tells the website what type of image file it is. So we need to leave that JPEG in there. And raft. And our last, looks like that's all the images. So they kind of give you an extra one in case you don't like one of the images. It looks like that they give, or they just give you an extra one depending on which images you want to use, it looks like. All right, so I switched out all my image names. Now let's see where we're at with that. So save that, go back and open it up, and there you go. There's all of our images filled into our page. Looks kind of cool. So they supplied you with all these different yellow images for your page, or depending on the color you use, they supplied you with those different images of that color. So it looks kind of cool. Let's go back to our directions and make sure we've got everything filled out here. Find the part of the HTML code that cites the images and replace with images courtesy of K12. So let's go down to the bottom where we have our citation, photos by Pamela Dooley. We're going to switch that out to say images courtesy of K12. And it looks like they tried to apply a style to this, but it doesn't look like there's a style up there called style 2. So you could add one in if you'd wish. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Do my curly brackets here. And I'm just going to copy, I think I'll just copy this whole style. And I'm just going to make it a little smaller because I don't want it the same size as those ones I have off to the side. Save that. Okay, and so there's my citation, there's my images, there's my color names, and all my different shades of yellow. Alright, so change out our citation, and we should be good to go. So, keep in mind, this is all these steps of the colors assignment that we just did, but you'll want to make sure that you're going through these and double checking that you got all of them completed. So here's our instructions. Let's double check to make sure we got them all completed. Make changes in the code by defining CSS styles for the remaining 7 color names. We already did that. Make changes in code by substituting your picture names for their 7 images. Done that. Save the page in Unit 4 colors folder as index.html. View your colors website page in your browser. Now, in order to submit this, you're going to need to zip your entire Unit 4 folder. So we've been putting everything into this Unit 4 folder. So we need to make sure we're zipping that folder by right-clicking, send to, compress zipped folder, and submitting the entire folder. That way it includes all the images and colors that we used. So submit that zipped folder to the Dropbox. Also make sure you're double checking this grading rubric. That grading rubric tells you how many points each part of the assignment is worth. So you can download that rubric, and to get all the points, you need to make sure your images are saved in the image folder. File has no namespaces. Images are properly linked to the web page and have alt tags. Make sure you have your alt tags in there. CSS is used for all attributes, and you make changes to the title, the background, the table background, and the center title. And that the folder is zipped. So make sure you've done all of those things in order to receive all the points for this assignment.